Oh, welcome. Welcome. My name is Professor Tingle, and today we are going to do some rough designs of upcoming projects. Usually I hand the R&D department droids a little bit of an idea, gets the ball rolling for the droids to produce the high-tech, highly technical items that we use on a day-to-day basis. Okay? Now, let's begin the project, shall we? As you all know, this is the warm-up. Pipia, I think. Get a whole plethora of delectable writing instruments. Look at this. And we use this to warm up the writing implement. So we will take them and we will warm up all of the fountain pens. There's another one. This is a beauty. A real beauty. Iridium tip. I repeat, an iridium tip. Let me bring you in a little closer, much closer. Zoom in the view. Like that. Oh yes, that is perfect. That is what I call perfect. This pen has been properly warmed up, and I believe we have one more flat black fountain pen. Look at that. Look at that little device. Oh, it is oh so beautiful. Oh, that's right. I have the focus locked, so it's never going to focus. Up here, it'll down here. You see. You see? Focal point. This right here. This is the focal point. Okay. I believe we have warmed up the lighting instruments. It is time to move on to the main event. This, I think you remember this beautiful drawing done by Vincenzo. We will now move over to the next page, where we will hopefully create a masterpiece. Now, we get to start off with this little beauty. This is a Ottoman, but it's a regular pen. It's not a fountain pen. We'll just get things rolling. We'll get the ball rolling. I'm thinking of designing a new Tingle reactor. So what we're gonna have to do is visualize. Something like that. There will have to be an end cap. And then somewhere in this quadrant, there will have to be a Tinglerium crystal. have any green, but we do have the yellow and blue, so we will do this. Ah, yes. Tingle serum, green, as you can see. Okay, you get the idea. This. To get out the Moon Man. This is the Moon Man fountain pen. And then we will have to have a lower encasement cylinder. Something like that. Now, I generally don't do these things, but I am possibly going to embellish this with maybe grooves of some sort, decorative grooves. And then maybe down here we will do little jeweling, I call it. We'll add some Swarovski crystal jewels to the mix. Something like that. And of course, each one of them would be black onyx, highly technical, extraordinarily technical. Okay, now let's get the next writing flat black for maximum stealth. Nobody can see me when I'm writing with this writing implement because it's flat black. Look, no reflection. You see that? Oh, yes, this don't pay attention to this. This is nothing. Okay, let's continue. So then I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, okay, there will have to be a base. This also sits on something like this. Let me see. With little on and off buttons, of course, little toggle switches, as it were. And then little LED indicators that possibly blink. Blinkies, something like that. And then, of course, we'll have to. This will all be made of aluminium. And this quadrant here will be made of aluminum. Aluminum have one L to I don't know. If that's not right, don't you dare correct me. I am a professor. This part will be made of aluminium. And this piece and this piece this time are going to be made of stainless steel components. Very excited. Because once I create these two discs, the containment discs, I will then use high temperatures, heating the stainless steel containment discs until they turn a beautiful bluish purple. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Now, we have the two discs here and here. Now, what we must do, it's very crucial, and as to how we are going to connect these two specimens to the aluminum base. And I'm going to make this beautiful brushed finish. Maybe a little jeweling, they call it. I will set up the drill press. The drill press. And I will jewel the surface of all of the aluminum base. Now, stainless steel. Two discs mounted to the aluminum base with toggle switches and lots of LED lights for illumination. So now as I look at this, we're going to need one housing pin, I call them, so it grabs the it will hold the Tingle crystal in place. So as the as the radiation emits from the crystal. Okay, now goofing around, Professor, please continue with the presentation. They are very excited to see the finish now. The radiation here and here, it will actually be in a 360-degree emission range. It'll be going off in every direction you can think of. We must add containment bezels along the perimeter of the crystal in the housing orifice. This and this. Let's just pretend. And I will take this pipe, possibly, potentially, and I will cut grooves, but only going through it about 3/4 of the way. I would mount it into the lathe, offset, so it would spin like this. When the tool cuts, it would cut, and it would put big grooves as I moved the tool down. Like that, and then you would see the Tingle crystal inside of here, and we would have containment of the radiation. However, I don't know about the backside, the front side, the backside, but it will also allow me to, because it's aluminium on the inside, the ID of the tubing, I can bring to a mirror polish. So when the reactor is initiated, the illumination effect through the protective screening orbs would be absolutely stunning. That's what Vinny's back sounds like in the morning when he gets out of bed. He wakes up and he yawns, and then he stands up and it goes. Yes, he's got a bad back. He's an Italian. What do they call them? Italianos. Sometimes when Alpha 2 needs a little oil. I'm just playing Alpha 2. Calm down. Why are you so uptight? Do I have to change your batteries? Ever since we switched Alpha 2 to lithium-ion power supply, she's been very, very moody. I don't know what is going on. Okay, so this would then be sitting in front of this, like so. And then we do like so, look like this. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. consideration that in the back of the Tingle there would be a highly reflective mirror-like piece left behind. And then the outside, well, I don't know, we could heat treat it. We could do different things. What are some of the things we could do the outside of this reactor housing? We could blacken it. Call it blackening. Whatever. 2. We could mirror polish it. We could give it a brushed finish, which is like kind of like matte. Still looks like metal, but those are really hard choices. I don't know. I have to think about that one. It's a little bit of thinking. Looks very beautiful. Let's make a okay. Let's make a beautiful thumbnail today, shall we? Let's see if we can do what we've got to do for such a thing. Okay, do this, and then we will do say this. Doesn't really matter, anyways, because the algorithm has obviously abandoned me. YouTube no longer promotes my videos. They obviously do not like my attempts at world domination, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay by me, mate. Because in the end, we will get everything we are looking for. Okay? Because the Tingle Droid army cannot be stopped. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for a construction video coming soon where I would put all of these intricate, precisely machined pieces together into Tingle Reactor 2. Thank you for joining me today. Better go back to sleep. As I clean up, I'm just going to speak to myself and do some calculations in my head, so please feel free to remain relaxed. Still. Sometimes my fabrication does not always go according to plan, and there will have to be some different options written in there. Doesn't always work. Take 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of them. See? I don't know if you can get an accomplishment. It's been quite an accomplishment, quite an